Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today's kind of an experiment. I'm going to see if I'm able to relocate these D-Series rigid lights from my A-pillar down to the end of my OEM steel bumper. I'm thinking that the end screws on that steel bumper will be a great mounting location for the mounting bracket on these D-Series lights. If not, it's a huge waste of time, but I don't think it's going to be that way, so let's dive in. Alright, so in reverse steps, pry open this box that's containing all of your electrical wires. At least that's the way I initially wired my D-Series lights. So I'm going to pull all this stuff out and then hopefully rewire it along the battery side and then down into the bumper. There's quite a bit of extra cable. Hopefully it's not an issue. I don't have to cut it short again, but we'll see what happens. The hard part's prying these things open. You got to just kind of wedge a tool in there and get the brackets to open up and then pull out the cable if that's the way you did it. If not, hopefully this is showing an alternative way to mount these D-Series lights or a small cube-like light that you may have gotten that's of another brand down onto the bumper if you have the steel bumper. I think it's going to be a good idea, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so the first step that I'm going to be doing is having to remove the wiring that I've already laid. If you haven't already placed these things in and you're considering mounting options, you don't really have to do this. I'm going to be pulling out the wires and then rerunning them down into the bumper, and hopefully there's not too much excess where I have to cut a lot of it off. I would like to keep as much as possible just in case I decide that overall I like them up top better than down on the bumper, and I can put them back if I ever have to because I have the mounting brackets already. Alright, I must say, one of my favorite things about the Jeep is how easy they are to just take apart. You can take apart so many pieces on these things, literally like Legos. So, I got these things taken off. Only took me about 5 minutes to take it out. I got these D-Series off the A-pillar, and I'm looking at probably mounting them back here on this back bolt that would initially hold in the end cap on this steel bumper. I think it's going to be a good spot. It shouldn't have any issue going through the mounting position here and holding it in place without having to use any additional hardware. And then it's just wiring it to make it look clean and factory. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it goes well. Right between your air intake and this bracket right here for your battery, there's a spot where you can feed down the ends of whatever connections you have if you already have it wired in without disconnecting everything. Otherwise, you can feed everything that's real small wherever you want it. But it's a good spot for it to go down right here with those quick plugs, and it fits just fine. And then I ran it inside the fender well to show you that. So I'm inside the fender well down here. I just pulled it up. I pulled it up through the space where I could see it, and I'm gonna run it on the inside of the crash bar frame and into the bumper. So taking off this trim piece that goes between your bumper and your grill, you got these push pins that hold it in place, and you pull them up and out comes the little pin. Only this one came into two pieces, and I about freaked out when I thought that I broke it. I thought that somehow magically I broke another clip, but no, they just push back together, and you don't have to get it replaced. Pretty fortunate on that one, but scared me. Alright, the D series are on the end of the bumper. They worked out perfectly. The screws that went into the brackets, didn't have to do any drilling, nothing. The wiring harness is in place behind the bumper. Really nice, really neat. I can take these lights off and totally do away with them, and you'll never see the wiring harness. I can put them back on, no big deal. It's a real quick disconnect, unlike the A-pillar design. I really like this, and I'm sure it's going to do everything that I want it to do for on-road and off-road. But that's it. Hope you like it. Hope you take the idea. And remember, you didn't do it first, but I'll be okay with it and I won't say nothing.